Ministry of Earth Sciences, former Director of Indian Space Research Organization, New Delhi, our beloved founder, President of MIT-ADT University, Honorable Revered Professor Dr. Vishwanath Karad sir, our guest of honor, Honorable Kamal Chadda, Managing Director and Editor, Merex Media Private Limited, Mumbai, Honorable Dr. Ashish Lele, Director, CSIR National Chemical Laboratory, Pune. We would also like to mention our Honorable Executive President and Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Mangesh Karad sir, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Anand Chakradev sir, Honorable Professor Dr. Sunita Karad ma'am, Honorable Sri Sharad Chandra ji Darade, Honorable Sri Vinayak Ghaisas, and all the esteemed dignitaries. I request all the dignitaries to take the seat on the dais. And I request every member in the audience, please have a huge round of applause to welcome, a warm welcome to
Is a Dean at Faculty of Research, Consultancy and Executive Education, Director at Atal Incubation Center. And at the end, we would also like to welcome all our principals, deans, directors, HODs, staff members, non-teaching staff, and of course, our dear students from all the schools and institutions. Welcome once again to this 8th Foundation Day of MIT-ADT University. As you all know that on August 11th, 2015, a foundation stone was laid in the history of MIT-ADT University. We are always blessed by our Honorable Founder President, Professor Dr. Vishwanath Karad sir, whose vision is to provide quality education to masses and to every merit holder irrespective of one's class, creed, or religion. MIT Art, Design and Technology University is a place where creativity and innovation coexist. MIT-ADT University has been established under the flagship of prestigious MIT group of institutions. Our founder president, Honorable Professor Dr. Vishwanath Karad sir, decided to establish an institute that could be entrusted with the responsibility of producing efficient experts in various fields. Thank you.
And now, as per the MICE MIT tradition, let us get spiritually involved in the serenity of the World Peace Prayer. Friends, this is a unique prayer that does not mention any caste, creed, or religion, but fostering the idea of establishing peace in the world. Requesting everyone to rise in their seats, fold their hands, close your eyes, and bring the image of your mother while enchanting the World Peace Prayer.
वेद प्रतिपाद्या जय जय स्वसंवेद्या आत्मरूपा देवा तूति गणेषु कलार्थमति प्रकाशु इदासु ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरु साक्षात् पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Thank you very much. With this, I request our dignitaries to proceed with the lamp lighting ceremony and Saraswati Puja.
all the dignitaries. And now let's proceed with felicitation of dignitaries. To start with, I would like to request our technical team to play an AV on Honorable Chief Guest Padma Shri Dr. P.S. Goyalji. Can we have the AV, please?
Prem Shankar Goyal, Honorary Distinguished Professor at ISRO Headquarters, started his career with initiating activity on Satellite Attitude Control System for spinning RS-1 satellite at Trivandrum. He developed very agile control system with step and stair capability for spot imaging mission TES and guided the evolution of re-entry capability through SRE mission. He contributed significantly to the mission planning for remote sensing, communication, and scientific missions and authored over 100 research papers in referred journals and conferences. He was the first chairman of Earth Commission. He oversaw commissioning of Tsunami Warning System of India, initiated the modernization of IMT and pursued exploration of deep oceans. He did BE in Electrical Engineering from the University of Jodhpur, ME in Applied Electronics and Servomechanism from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and PhD from Bangalore University. He was awarded Padma Shri in 2001. He received several other awards including the Distinguished Scientist Award of ISRO and Lifetime Achievement Award of INAE. We are honored to have such an eminent personality among us today.
Thank you. I now request Honorable Professor Dr. Vishwanath Karad sir to felicitate Padma Shri Dr. P.S. Goyalji. Round of applause, please. Padma Shri, Honorable Dr. P.S. Goyalji. And now, I would like to request our technical team to play an AV on our guest of honor, Honorable Kamal Chadda ji. Can we have the AV, please?
Kamal Chadda is the managing director of the Marex Media Group, a company with global associates. A former merchant navy captain, Kamal is a maritime business studies postgraduate from the University of Plymouth, UK, and a postgraduate in media studies. He has been sailing hand for over 25 years and a media person for 24. He is also a trustee of the Chow Foundation, which promotes traffic safety and driving etiquette in Mumbai. His favorite quote is by the late Abdul Kalam, former President of India. If you want to shine like the sun, then you must first burn like the sun. We are honored to have such an eminent personality among us today.
We once again would like to request Honorable Professor Dr. Vishwanath Karad sir to felicitate our guest of honor, Honorable Kamal Chadda ji. Thank you. And now, we would once again like to request sir to felicitate Honorable Dr. Ashish Leleji. But before that, let's watch an AV on our next guest of honor, Honorable Dr. Ashish Leleji.
Ashish K. Lele, Chief Scientist in Polymer Science and Engineering Division, National Chemical Laboratory, has 54 research papers under his name. He holds a PhD in Chemical Engineering. His professional affiliations include Member of Society of Rheology USA, President Indian Society of Rheology, Member Society of Polymer Science India. His honors and awards include Infosys Prize in Engineering and Computing Science, Fellow Indian Academy of Sciences, Fellow Indian National Academy of Engineering, Shanti Swaroop Bhatnagar Award in Engineering Sciences, etc. We are honored to have such an eminent personality among us today.
I once again request our founder president to felicitate Honorable Dr. Ashish Leleji. Can we please have a huge round of applause for all our dignitaries? Thank you. And now, to deliver the welcome address, I would like to request Dr. Mohit Dubey, Dean, Faculty of Research, Consultancy and Executive Education, and Director of Atal Incubation Center.
Thank you, Swapnil. Good morning, namaskar. मंचासीन आज के इस समारोह के मुख्य अतिथि भारत की शान पद्मश्री डॉक्टर PS गोयल सर, हम सभी के प्रेरणा स्रोत, इस MIT ग्रुप ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूशन के रचयिता स्वामी विवेकानंद के परम भक्त विश्वधर्मी प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर विश्वनाथ कराड सर, हिंदुस्तान के वन ऑफ द टॉप साइंटिस्ट ब्रेन प्रोफेसर आशीष लेले सर, श्री कमल चड्ढा जी, इस विश्वविद्यालय के विजनरी एंड वेरी डायनामिक एग्जीक्यूटिव प्रेसिडेंट एंड वाइस चांसलर डॉक्टर मंगेश कराड जी, सुनीता कराड मैडम, the trustee of this institution and a dynamic director of a School of Bioengineering and Sciences, Professor Vinayak Gaisas. Another trustee of the institution, Honorable Sharad Chandra Darade ji, विभिन्न संकायों के डीन, स्कूलों के डायरेक्टर्स, हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट्स, faculty, non-teaching staff of the university, and my dear students who are the future of not just the university for the country. सबसे पहले मैं आप सभी का इस विश्वविद्यालय के 8वें स्थापना दिवस के उपलक्ष्य पे बहुत बहुत दिल की गहराइयों से आप सबका हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं, अभिनंदन करता हूं। अभी आप सबका वीडियो चलाया गया और इसको देख करके मुझको ये एहसास हुआ कि आप आए हमारे विश्वविद्यालय, ये खुदा की कुदरत है। कभी हम आपको तो कभी हम अपने विश्वविद्यालय को देखते हैं। I think we can do a better justice with 5,000 audience out here in the presence. Can we have it loud for applause for the chief guest? Thank you. Goel sir, I have had a blessed opportunity to work with two legendary sons of this country. And coincidentally, both of them have a connection with Pune. In 1981, one of the noble sons of this land, Sri Narayan Murthy, started a company called Infosys. right here in Pune. And he used to say, and I happened to work with that company for over a decade before I moved into the academic side. And he used to say that in God we trust. In God we trust, but we depend upon the data for the rest. Another legendary son of the soil in 1983 wrote an article from Pune about the supply of engineers from this land. And he is none other than our Vishwadharmi Professor Vishwanath Karad sir. And I am blessed to work with this organization under his aegis. और सर का अभी मैं 3 दिन पहले नए जो बच्चे आए हैं उनके लिए इंडक्शन सुन रहा था, तो सर ने कहा कि कहाँ जाना है उससे पहले अपना याद रखो कि हम कहाँ से आए हैं. If we look at these two legends, the essence is that can we take a pause at this 7-year journey on the occasion of the 8th Foundation Day here and reflect through the numbers of what we have achieved so far. And I'll try to briefly share some numbers, sir, with you. In a smaller duration of 7 years, this university, and I'm trying to just bring these numbers for the perspective to see where we have been trying to put together the basic building foundational blocks of this great institution in making. The number of students in a post-COVID era, if you look at around 2021, who were taking education who were around 8,000. And when we look at today, it is around 11,000. Number of total staff that was working in this great institution was around 1,200. Now we are looking at around close to 1,700 to 2,000 staff. We used to admit around 2,400 students 3 years back. And that number you can see around has swollen to around 4,500. That was the input side of the matrix. Most of these young students who go to the portals of and the temple of education in the universities, they look for, the first thing is, what would be my job prospects? And I'm very proud to share with you, sir, in last 3 years, this university has moved the needle on the placement metrics from around 67% to around 75% right now as we speak. These are some of the dimensions, some of the aspects of teaching learning as a process. Certain other aspects that I want to bring your attention towards. In the post-COVID era, under the dynamic leadership of Dr. Mangesh Karad, he toyed around with an idea that as a university, we should also be expanding our horizons in the research, innovation, and entrepreneurship side. So in the last 3 years, I'll try to briefly put some numbers around those metrics as well. In last 3 years, number of doctoral students, research scholars that have come to the portals of this university moved from around 40 research scholars on an annual basis to the recent batch that we are going to admit to around 100 odd research scholars in the PhD program. The number of PhD awarded in our convocation 3 years back, it was around 8-10. And in the forthcoming convocation, we are aiming to award a PhD degree or doctoral degree to around 25 odd research scholars. We've also increased the number of supervisors who are mentoring these research scholars from around 70 odd numbers in 3 years to around 100 as we speak today. And we are continuing to add those strong pillars of the research ecosystem in the university. In terms of IPR facets, we were able to move from around 100 3 years back to current rate of around 250 on an annual basis. And when I say IPR facets, it includes all the various facets of patent, trademark, copyrights, and GI, all the 5 facets of an IPR. I also looked at the critical number of publications that goes out of this university as an outcome of the research that we carry out. It was around 400, 450 odd 3 years back, and because of the consolidation on an IRIS platform at a national level, we are able to transparently show that as a proud institution, in very tiny journey of 3 years, that number is around 900 per year on this scale. We also looked at another dimension of the research strengthening as the sponsored research projects. And when we look at the sponsored research projects, there are primarily 3 buckets that we looked at. One was the government research projects through various ministries, various departments. Second was through the corporate funding. Third was the international agencies, whether it is NRF or NSF and so on and so forth. So 3 years back, the number of proposals that were going out of this university were around 2. And I'm glad to share that within last year, we have submitted around 12 such international projects from this university. We have also expanded our research areas with research centers. So 3 years back, we were doing around 15 research centers in this university, and currently, as we stand, we are around 21 odd research centers in the university. And sir, it's a very esteemed occasion that I share with a lot of pride with you, that we have also added a School of Law and Justice from this year onwards. So not only the technologists, not only the designers, not only the filmmakers, but we intend to do a deep dive research in the area of law and justice going forward. Now, what does these numbers reflect? The numbers are essentially a reflection of what we have been able to achieve in the short duration of last 3 years, in our overall journey of the university for last 7 years that we have been. But are we satisfied? A thumping no, probably, right? Because ye dil mage more. I think when we are in the age of internationalization, when we are looking at the new national education policy to be implemented in various universities in the higher education system of this country, we as MIT-ADT University think slightly different. And that's why we say कि जिंदगी की असली उड़ान अभी बाकी है, जिंदगी की असली उड़ान अभी बाकी है, और जिंदगी के कई इम्तिहान अभी बाकी है. जिंदगी की असली उड़ान अभी बाकी है, और जिंदगी के कई इम्तिहान अभी बाकी है. अभी तो नापी है मुट्ठी भर ज़मीं, अभी तो सारा आसमान बाकी है. I think as a young university, with a strong foundation, with the strong blessings of our founders, and a visionary leadership of this institution, we intend to make a bigger mark. We aspire to punch above our weight. And I'm super proud of the efforts that the team MIT-ADT is putting day in, day out to realize the dream that we want to become a new age university for innovation and entrepreneurship in the years to come. As we look at the Amrit Kal of this country, we are extensively working on charting the course for the university for next 5 years, 15 years, and the 25 years. When we look at this period of 25 years, where do we want to go? When India celebrates its 100th year, the university wants to be known as one of the top private universities in the country. There are some green shoots that kind of gives me a kick to say that. In last 3 years, sir, we set up our Institutions Innovation Council. And for last 3 years, consistently, we have been figuring in the top 50 in the innovation ranking category. And this year in the NIRF innovation category 2023, the university has been ranked in the top 100, but mind it, the top 100 ranked is including all the IITs and the best institutions of the country. Under the dynamic leadership of Dr. Mangesh Karad, we have also set up a pre-incubation layer in the university, which is called CRIA. CRIA is Center for Research, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship for Young Aspirants. With the growing number of the university students and an aspiration that we want to build this university with an innovation and entrepreneurship mindset, the entire value chain of the innovation and entrepreneurship has been completed with one of the first private university-backed incubator provided by Niti Aayog, Government of India's think tank, called Atal Incubation Center in 2018. And we are proud to share, sir, that in this smaller journey of last 5 years, the IIC arm of the innovation value chain of this university has been consistently featuring in the top 10 IICs of the country. They've also been added a responsibility to mentor some of these other IICs, upcoming IICs. Recently, yesterday, there were 3 other ATL school kids who made a visit to the university to understand the innovation ecosystem through an IIC efforts. So congratulations to IIC team led by President Professor Bhojwani. You are doing a humongous job. A pre-incubation layer and homegrown pre-incubation layer of this university has been functioning for last 2.5 years, and we have been able to augment the project-based learning that we are very proud of at MIT-ADT University by engaging a lot of corporates as mentors and the evaluators and the reviewers for these projects. And successfully, we have been able to mentor 70-odd projects through this pipeline of Korea in the last 2.5 years. And some of these phenomenal outcomes in the form of prototypes, in the form of POCs at different stages of their life cycle, some of them are displayed here, and I would highly recommend some of you to please glance through them once you are done with this program. With Atal Incubation Center, we kind of added the layer of entrepreneurship to the university, wherein last 3 years back, we were almost supporting around 20 startups. And currently, as we speak, we are almost supported around 60-odd startups. Some of the features that we used to look at as a private universities, which were kind of always heard in the IIT system or the central university system, I'm very proud to share, sir, that we're trying to build these startups in all the areas. One of our services-based startup, when he came in, he had around 5 employees, 5-odd employees, he was running an ARR, annual revenue rate of around 10 lakhs. And I spoke to him this morning just to confirm the numbers so that I don't overstate the numbers. He said the employee strength has grown on to 200 plus. He has closed this financial year 2022-23 with 48 plus crore revenue. He has opened new offices in New Jersey and London last week, and he's not stopping there. That's the services side of the startup that we have supported. On the product side, you will probably see if Cerebro Spark Innovation is here. He's a drone-based startup. He was given a contract by the government of Bihar to trace the illicit liquor in Bihar. And the contract purchase order value was around 40 lakhs. And these young kids, when they are building these hard product-based startups, and by winning some of these government contracts, I think you just talk to these kids and they're completely different the way they came into the incubator center. I think as a true to the philosophy of this university, we're also encouraging our startups to look at consciousness as a key element, social service as a key element while they're creating these startups. And I'm very proud to share, sir, with you that one of the first student startup, and not just first student, but a student and faculty startup, was India's first indigenously designed menstrual cup. This menstrual cup replaces 750 sanitary pads in the 5 years. And this is an outcome of our design school student, Mr. Pramod Ranjan, and the co-founder is a faculty who is now the director of the design school, Professor Nachiket Thakur. But if we look at this journey going forward, what do we want to do? We want to, as I said, we want to become a university for innovation and entrepreneurship. And what would it take? With the vision of Dr. Mangesh Karad, we have said that we want to set up a private university-backed global research and innovation park in the years to come, which would compete with some of the best research parks in the country. So with that vision, with that strong foundation, मैं आप सभी लोगों से आह्वान करके अपनी वाणी को विराम दूंगा कि परों को खोल ज़माना उड़ान देखता है, कि परों को खोल ज़माना उड़ान देखता है और तू ज़मीं पर बैठकर क्या आसमान देखता है. परों को खोल, ज़माना उड़ान देखता है और तू ज़मीं पर बैठ कर के आसमान देखता है। अगर मिला है हुनर, अगर मिला है हुनर तो उसका इस्तेमाल कर, अगर मिला है हुनर तो उसका इस्तेमाल कर, तू आगे बढ़, तुझे ज़माना देखता है। Once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for patient hearing. And I would like to once again welcome from the bottom of my heart for some of the leading brains of this country and the global visionaries that have come to grace this 8th occasion of our Foundation Day. And once again, I will wish you all the best for this. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Mohit sir. Dear friends, one of the best practices and the unique features of our university is the project-based learning, which encourages the students to develop innovative projects. So please put your hands together for the launch of an innovative delivery bot developed by our own students team of robotics under the mentoring of our university's research management officer, Professor Ashwin Kumar Mahindrikar, and with the great support and encouragement from Professor Dr. Sudarshan Sanab sir, Dean, MIT School of Engineering and Sciences. So may we all request the dignitaries on the dais to proceed towards the do-bot to unveil the same. May we please request the dignitaries to escort our invited guest. Dear friends, this bot has a capability to store the food items with hot and cold compartments separately, which can be delivered at specified locations with a secured locking mechanism. So all eyes on the big screen. For a joyous launch of the do-bot. In 3, 2, 1. Let us have a huge, gentlemen. Indeed, the relentless efforts of our faculty and the team of our students meanwhile, our students team is explaining how the do-bot functions.
So this is a do-bot. We have made this robot for delivering food. It has two compartments, as you can see.
You can also watch the video on the big screen that how this do-bot is going to work.
I would like to explain all of you how this robot is made and what are the features present in it. So first of all, this is a do-bot. It is made for delivering food. It has two compartments. I don't know if you can see this, but it has two compartments over here. One compartment is for cold food, that is beverages, and other is for hot food, that is like other snacks, hot snacks. We have also attached a screen over here. If you can see in the video, this screen will display all the necessary videos or information related to the robot and the university. We also plan to, make the robot roam the university, which will display all the information. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can we please once again have a huge round has been displayed here today on the occasion of the 8th University Foundation Day. Thank you very much, our dear students. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to request Honorable Dr. Ashish Lele ji to address the gathering. Our Honorable Guest of Honor, Honorable Dr. Ashish Lele ji.
Professor Dr. Vishwanath Karad, Founder, President, MIT-ADT University. Padma Shri Dr. P.S. Goel, former Secretary, Ministry of Earth Sciences and former Director of the ISRO Center in Bangalore. Shri Kamal Chadda, Managing Director and Editor, Marex Media Private Limited. Professor Anand Chakradev, Pro Vice Chancellor, MIT-ADT University. Professor Dr. Mangesh Karad, Executive Vice President and Vice Chancellor, MIT-ADT University. Distinguished deans, heads of departments, faculty, teaching and non-teaching staff, administrative staff, and my very dear students. Namaskar and a very, very good morning to all of you. It is indeed my privilege and honor to be part of the 8th Foundation Day of the MIT-ADT University. Indeed an important milestone for this very unique academic institution. It was one of those busy days in my office when I received an invitation sent by Dr. Ramchandra Pujari, the Dean Engineering of the university, to come here and be the presiding guest at this function. Honestly, I was a little hesitant to accept because I was not sure I will be in Pune today, but fortunately I could manage, and thanks to his persistent reminders, I'm indeed extremely happy to be here with you and part of this marvelous function. First, let me start by congratulating the university for its 8th Foundation Day. This is indeed a young institution. However, it is backed by the MIT group of institutions, which has a rich history of more than 35, 40 years in delivering education of the highest quality. I myself represent a much older and an equally respected institution in Pune, namely the CSIR National Chemical Laboratory, or NCL as we know it. We will be celebrating our Platinum Jubilee, that is 75 years, in 2025. So I do have a little bit of history, a little more history of more foundation days than the MIT-ADT. But I can tell you that good institutions are like wine. The older they become, the more they get mature and the greater value they have. Lasting institutions are those that have a clearly defined purpose, which is often enshrined in the form of mission statements. For example, the purpose of CSIR NCL is to advance knowledge and to apply chemical sciences for the good of the people. It is such a simple but powerful statement that has defined the character of my laboratory for 7 decades. And we feel that it is a purpose forever appropriate. We work at the cutting edge of chemical sciences and advance the frontiers of knowledge at the interfaces of chemistry and biology, chemistry and material science, and chemistry and engineering. But we also use this knowledge to develop breakthrough technologies that are relevant to the Indian chemical industry. In practically every decade of our existence so far, we have made very major contributions to the growth of Indian agrochemicals, dyestuff, pharmaceutical, energy, and petrochemical industries. Ultimately, this translation of science into applications is done by keeping in mind the positive impact that we would create to the people of India through wealth creation and improving in general the quality of life. Great institutions also have very high aspirations, which are articulated as vision statements. For example, the vision statement of Google is simply to provide access to world's information in just one click. But beyond the vision and the mission statements, the most revered institutions have timeless values that are built, nurtured, and preserved over generations. The great Professor Sir C.V. Raman had said in his inaugural address of the NCL that the quality of an institution is determined much more by its people than the brick and mortar and the architectural grandeur. I see in MIT-ADT a grand purpose of imparting holistic education of the mind and body, where students are trained to be intellectually sharp, mentally agile, and spiritually elevated, so that they can become successful professionals who can lead India into the 21st century. I'm seeing new age innovation in designing the university's degree programs, many of which are not the usual conventional programs that we see in other universities. For instance, we just heard about Kriya. We heard about the Atal Innovation Center. Two of the most innovative and new age education programs that will create the next generation of innovators and entrepreneurs. In fact, I do see design thinking in every way you are imparting education. The ability to sensitize students to empathize, that is to understand the needs of the users, to define the problems that the users propose, to ideate the problems, to build prototypes, just as we saw the bot just now, to test these prototypes, and to reiterate and refine the prototypes. And that's exactly the 6 or 7 principles of design thinking which I see are getting implemented in everything that is done at the MIT-ADT. I therefore see a deep passion in achieving the confluence of excellence and relevance. I'm therefore not surprised that just within 8 years, the MIT-ADT University has achieved so many milestones. For instance, I'm aware that you are ranked under 50th for the ARIIA 2023 by the Ministry of Education. You have received 5-star rating for exemplary performance by the Ministry of Education's Innovation Council. You have been conferred with the Best University Campus Award by the ASSOCHAM. You've granted with the AIC, as we just heard, and already ranked 50th under the Innovations for University in NIRF 2023. In particular, I know that the design school located on this campus is considered truly one of the best in the countries. In fact, I personally know a few students who have graduated from this exceptional school and who have become, at a very young age, very successful and highly recognized designers in India. With these early successes, while they are indeed remarkable, the aspirations of Indian universities like the MIT-ADT must be much, much higher. The University of Cambridge in the UK is 800 years old, but is still considered one of the best educational institutions in the world. Our role models cannot be anything less than such institutions. And we have had, in the past, the glorious history of India, exceptional universities like the Nalanda, the Vishakha, and so many others. Our ambitions, our aspirations should be no less than this. It will require an uncompromising commitment from the management to provide the highest quality of education to our students, a passion to nurture excellence, to develop individuals who also have deeply rooted human values. Today, more than ever before, we need exceptionally talented scientists, designers, engineers, innovators, entrepreneurs, and administrators in order to solve some of the most difficult challenges facing the world, be it climate change, affordable and accessible healthcare, economic disparity, or polarization of ideologies. We need scientists and engineers who can invent new processes to ensure that the average surface temperature of our planet does not exceed 1.5 degrees. We need designers and innovators who can show how sustainability can be intrinsically built in every aspect of our lifestyle. And we need administrators who can create policies that enable equitable, inclusive, and sustainable growth of society. I hope that the courses taught at the MIT-ADT University under its various degree programs will sensitize the students about such challenges and train them to be part of problem solving than problem creation. I hope that the university is already planning to implement the new education policy in a way that provides truly holistic training to the students. Mohitji, I would like to say that please don't plan for 25 years, please plan for 125 years. To the students here, I would like to say that you are fortunate to live in an age when all kinds of information is available to you just at the click of a button. But the question is, how will you use all that information? Will you use it to escape from realities of life? I see many of you going on social media platforms and spending most of your time there. Is that the right use of your time? Or will you use that time and that information available to you so freely to solve the problems of today and for tomorrow? Please remember that there is a big difference between knowledge and wisdom. Information can give you useful knowledge, but not wisdom and not courage. To become a useful part of society, I would urge you to remember 5 useful mantras which I myself have heard so many times from my mentor, Dr. R.A. Mashilkar. First, a meaningful life must have purpose, perseverance, and passion. Be brave enough to live the life of your dreams according to your vision and purpose instead of expectations and opinions of others. Don't quit, because quitters are never winners. Remember that people with great passion can make impossible happen. Second, while the beginning of your life is not in your hands, where you end up is certainly for you to decide. Therefore, keep your aspirations very high, dream very big, and always make the right choices, not the easy choices. Third, work hard, because there are no shortcuts to success. Success in itself is a continuous pursuit. Get out of your comfort zone and don't wait for Lady Luck to shower blessings on you, because luck is when an opportunity comes along and you are prepared for it. Fourth, be part of a solution, not of a problem. If you can't find a way, create a new path. If doors are not open for you, create new doors. And lastly, remember that human endurance, human achievement, and human imagination are all boundless. The only real limits are self-imposed ones. Never shy away from facing challenges and taking risks. Take risks, especially when you are younger, courageous, articulate, and have an insatiable appetite for success. A good mantra to bear in mind is to fail quick so that you may succeed in the long run. I wish each one of you at the MIT-ADT University all the very best. I have absolutely no doubt that this university will ascend the limitless ladders of excellence and bring glory to itself and to our beloved country. Thank you very much. Jai Hind and God bless.
Thank you very much, sir, for gracing us with your kind words of wisdom. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to confer the citation of honor upon Honorable Dr. Ashish Leleji. And to read the citation, may I request Dr. Swapnil Shirsat.
Thank you very much, Professor Sneha. I take great honor and privilege to read the citation of honor. The citation of honor to Honorable Dr. Ashish Leleji. Sir, you are a distinguished scientist who received your doctorate from the University of Delaware, USA. You worked as a researcher at the University of Delaware and the University of Cambridge, UK. Your aim of working for the motherland brought you back to India. You have been serving as the director at National Chemical Laboratory, Pune, and chief scientist at the Polymer Science and Engineering Division of NCL, Pune. Honorable Dr. Ashish Leleji, you have been a recipient of prestigious awards such as Infosys Prize Engineering and Computing Science 2013, Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award in Engineering Sciences 2006, UICT Alumni Young Scientist Award 2003, Indian National Science Academy Young Scientist Award 1998 and CSIR India Young Scientist Award 1996, to name a few. You were also a fellow of the Indian Academy of Sciences 2010 and the Indian National Academy of Engineering 2006. You have also been a part of the editorial board of Rheologica Acta, the acclaimed journal of the European Society of Rheology since 2010. You have several publications and patents to your name, a feat that very few achieve. You have contributed immensely to the nation's growth in the field of science, and you are a role model for those who wish to serve the society. With utmost admiration, we acknowledge your significant contributions to the betterment of society. As we celebrate the 8th Foundation Day of MIT Art, Design and Technology University, we are deeply honored to have you as the guest of honor to grace this occasion with your esteemed presence. May I now request Honorable Professor Dr. Vishwanath Karad, sir, to confer the citation of honor upon Honorable Dr. Ashish Leleji. Once again, a huge round of applause. Thank you very much. Now let's proceed to the next segment of the program. Ladies and gentlemen, the University Foundation Day Awards honor individuals within and outside the university community who have demonstrated exceptional achievements, contributions, and dedication to the core values of the university in general and society at large. These awards aim to recognize and celebrate excellence in various areas, including academics, research, leadership, community service, and more. The specific award categories have been established based on the university's objectives and priorities, reflecting the core values and strategic initiatives of our universities. And the awards are Lifetime Achievement Award, and the recipient will receive the citation of honor and the check of 1 lakh rupees. The second award is Research and Innovation Excellence Award, and the receiver will receive the citation of honor and 25,000 rupees. The third award is Young Achiever or Scientist Award. The recipient will receive the citation of honor and 25,000 rupees. Leadership Excellence Award with 50,000 rupees. Employee of the Year Award with 25,000 rupees. And Good Governance Award with 25,000 rupees.
And to begin with the award distribution in the category Research and Innovation Excellence Award, may I call upon stage Professor Bhumeshwar Patle. He is the Associate Professor at MIT School of Engineering and Sciences. He has received the for Research and Innovation Excellence Award. And I take this honor in reading the citation. On the occasion of the university's Foundation Day, we are glad to award Dr. Bhumeshwar Patle this award for his major accomplishments that have significantly advanced knowledge and inspired many researchers. Of his relentless pursuit of excellence, Dr. Patle stands as a beacon of inspiration to fellow researchers, educators, and learners. Dr. Patle has more than 40 publications and 2 patents and has actively contributed to various research initiatives. With warm greetings and best wishes from the management MIT-ADT University, we present this testament to his remarkable achievements and as a reminder of the impact that can be achieved through relentless curiosity and dedication to innovation. May I request our revered professor, Dr. Vishwanath Karad sir, along with the dignitaries on the dais, to present this citation of honor, the award in the category Research and Innovation Excellence. Our recipient, Professor Dr. Bhumeshwar Patle, Associate Professor at MIT School of Engineering and Sciences, the recipient of Research and Innovation Excellence Award. The next recipient in the same category, Research and Innovation Excellence, Professor Dr. Jayashree Prasad. May we request Professor Dr. Jayashree Prasad to please join us on stage. She is the professor at MIT School of Computing. For her exceptional contribution to research and innovation in the realm of academia and beyond, on the occasion of the university's 8th Foundation Day, we celebrate and commend Professor Dr. Jayashree Prasad for her pioneering spirit and groundbreaking accomplishments that we have significantly advanced knowledge and inspired many researchers. In acknowledgement of her relentless pursuit of excellence, Dr. Prasad stands as a beacon of inspiration to fellow researchers, and her unwavering commitment to pushing the boundaries has not only enriched the culture of research, but has also elevated the broader academic community. She has attended more than 80 state, national, and international conferences with several research papers, book chapters, patents, copyrights, and awards to her credit. She has been appointed as the senior member of IEEE Chair IEEE Computational Intelligence Society Chapter. Also, IEEE CIS Students Chapter, MIT-ADT University, member IEEE EXECOM, IEEE Pune sections, and many more to her credit. With warm greetings and best wishes from the management MIT-ADT University, let us present this award to Professor Dr. Jayashree Prasad in the category Research and Innovation Excellence.
Huge round of applause to congratulate the awardee. Thank you very much. In the next category, we have Young Achiever Scientist Award. And to receive this award, may I request Dr. Sanket Bapat to be on the stage. Dr. Sanket Bapat is an assistant professor at MIT School of Bioengineering Sciences Research at MIT Art, Design and Technology University. And this is to recognize and honor Dr. Sanket Bapat, Assistant Professor at MIT School of Bioengineering Sciences and Research, with Young Achiever Award for his brilliant contribution as Young Achiever in the realm of academia and beyond. On the occasion of the university's 8th Foundation Day, we celebrate and commend Dr. Sanket Bapat for his sincere academic work with dedication. His passion for teaching and research serves as a motivation to students and research scholars who seek to create positive impact through knowledge and discovery. In acknowledgement of his relentless pursuit of excellence, Dr. Bapat stands as a beacon of inspiration to fellow researchers, educators, and learners. Dr. Bapat has worked as a project fellow identifying target proteins in swine flu. Apart from research, he has profound academic and institutional teaching experience. With warm greetings and best wishes from the management MIT-ADT University, the Young Achiever Scientist Award is presented to you on 11th August 2023 as a testament to your remarkable achievements. And may I once again request Honorable Professor Dr. Vishwanath Ji Karat sir and the other dignitaries to confer this award upon Dr. Sanket Bapat. And I request members in the audience to have a huge round of applause. Young Achiever Scientist Award, Dr. Sanket Bapat.
Thank you very much, all of you. And now I take great pleasure in requesting our next guest of honor, Honorable Kamal Chadda ji, to address the gathering.
नमस्कार। मैंने सोचा हिंदी में बोलता हूँ तो हमारे दुबे साहब ने इतने बढ़िया शेर सुनाए कि अब मेरी हिंदी फीकी पड़ने लगी। फिर सोचा इंग्लिश में बोलता हूँ तो डॉक्टर लेले साहब ने इतनी बढ़िया इंग्लिश बोली कि अब मैं इंग्लिश में क्या बोलूँ। So now my big situation is कि I will have to speak a mix of both. जब हिंदी कमज़ोर पढ़ने लगी तो इंग्लिश में स्किप कर जाऊँगा और इंग्लिश पढ़ने लगी कमज़ोर तो हिंदी में आ जाऊँगा. So you will be subjected to now a combination of the two. But allow me to open my speech. First of all, it is my pleasure, my privilege, and my pride to be addressing this gathering of so many thousands. I can see at least 2,000 to 3,000 students over here. And I can also see that they are a very eager lot. I have visited many universities in my life, at least 10 in India and at least 10 abroad, which includes Oxford. Our honorary guest, Mr. Dr. Lele mentioned about that. And I can tell you, monuments have their place, and structures also have their place, but nothing can replace confidence and the smiles of the students. So please give yourselves a big hand. Okay, the hand has to be a little louder. Thank you. Thank you. That hand is not for me. It's for yourselves. नहीं तो आप लोग सो जाओगे तालियां नहीं बजाओगे तो. I am not here to give any advice or anything of any substance to this August gathering sitting here on the dais. They are already successful. They have achieved a lot, and they are people who have my immense respect. There is no point in telling them anything because they have reached strata which is untouchable, really. However, my dear students, you are my victims today. So you will have to listen to me a little bit. I have some advice for you. My advice is going to be laced with a lot of my background, and my background has to do with the merchant navy. I spent 25 years sailing on ships, and following which I spent 25 years in the media. So that's 50 years of working, and only yesterday I completed 50 years of my life's work. Thank you. So my feeling is the one thing we all want in our lives is success. Success will bring us nearly everything we desire. It's a whole package. You cannot miss that. But success is not a destination. It's a journey. If you think success is somewhere where you arrive and after that everything will be hunky-dory, you will go to relax. No, not happening. In fact, some of us, when we grew up, thought success was finishing school with good marks. We found no, there was college. We finished college, there was a career. Career, now marriage, even bigger challenge. And it just goes on and on. You have to achieve success in an as an all-rounder. You have to work all the time to stay successful. Don't look at becoming successful. Stay successful. And for that, there is a very simple formula. Oh, well, this is my formula, but I think it will help many of us. Flexibility. Keep yourself very flexible. Trees that do not show flexibility in the face of a storm can very easily break. Keep yourselves so flexible that storms will not affect you, or at least they will only bend you but not break you. Flexibility then has all these elements. The F of the flexibility stands for family. Family, there is no bigger example in front of you other than the Karada family itself. Please give them a big hand. They have done so much for our society, for our nation, that you cannot fail to see that family will always be first. Some of us think family is our parents and our children, but no, it is up to you what you want to make your family. Your society is your family. People who work with you are your family. There is always the family around you. We are social beings. We need a family. So please have immense respect for the family, and whatever you decide to do in life, keep family first in mind. Depends on you how you want to identify your family. Second part of the F is fitness. Fitness of your mind and of your body. If either of them fail you, you will find the going very, very difficult. You are young, you take your bodies for granted, everything will be moving very well all your life. I don't think so. And you will find that very soon. You hardly be in your 30s and you realize that your body needs to be worked, just like your mind. And the mind also needs to be worked, especially when you hit your 60s. So, nobody looks 60 over there, but if you are. The L of the flexibility, that's the next alphabet, stands for law-abiding. Be law-abiding in every little thing. It annoys me immensely to be driving one way and all kinds of vehicles coming against me who are not meant to be coming. They are not law-abiding. They are not disciplined. And I'm afraid that in our country, that is a big failing, big failing. We are big on shortcuts, too many shortcuts. And if you're going to take a shortcut, take it for yourself. Don't take a shortcut that is going to inconvenience or harm others. That is not a shortcut. That is unlawful. Please keep that in mind. The E is the examine. Keep examining yourself. You don't have to go through a formal examination. It is you yourself. You have to keep watching your own steps. You have to keep monitoring your progress. Don't be trying to, defeat somebody else in life, but definitely win over yourself. That's the point. X is for extraordinary. Don't do ordinary things. They're very boring. Do extraordinary things because they will make you stand out. They will give you a feel of being different and being above others in the sense, in a successful sense, not to, impose yourself on others. No, that's not the idea. But you must try to be as different and as new as possible. I see the youngsters here are actually big into innovation, and I really congratulate you all that you have brought innovation. Our generation was a little slow, I'm afraid, but you guys are doing a super job, and congratulations to you. Give yourselves a big hand. Next is I of the flexibility. Ideate and improve. Both very important. You'll notice that when you ideate, your mind is exercised, you're pushed. That push becomes a habit. Once it becomes a habit, you are on your path to success. It is very, in everything, even in relationships, you'll find you'll need to ideate. You want to be respectful to your parents, but you still want to propose ideas to them in a way that is acceptable to them. So it's not that you want to rise above your parents. You will never rise. They will always be above you. They will always be deserving of your respect and honor. But there will be things even they will need to learn. And that is something you have to, those ideas you have to put into their minds nicely. Because some of us are already failing. We are not doing very well at technology. We are looking at a phone and wondering, ye kya button hai, ye sare, itne sare. Kyun lagaye itne button? But all those are important, and it's children really who have to be showing us the path. Next is the B of the bold, B of flexible, sorry, and that's the bold. Alexander the Great said, fortune favors the bold. Anybody who has been successful in life has been bold, has not hidden in his home or within himself and achieved anything. You must get up, dress up, and go out there to snatch success. Our biggest example is this whole battalion over here, sitting over here. They are all successful people. They have all been bold. They have all moved out, and they have done what should have been done. Please give them all a big hand. Second last is leadership. Leadership will come from experience, knowledge, and a lot of all these other things that I told you before. That's why leadership comes somewhere towards the end. All this before that, as your family, law-abiding, monitoring and examining, extraordinary, ideating, being bold, will all lead to leadership. And finally, पैसा बनाने की आदत बनाओ. पैसा बनाना जिंदगी में बहुत important है. Whatever you say, we hear a lot about what money is not good, etc. But please, if you are selfless, I can understand. But your family, your parents, your children, your wife, your husband, they are all depending on you to go and earn a decent living. So please don't put money away from your mind. Keep your mind on it, but do not immerse yourself in it. Please be careful. You want to make a living. You don't want to live in money. So there's a big difference. So that's just the last. That completes the full form of flexible. And what I have seen over here in this university is there is an immense focus on philosophy, on spirituality, on having a great soul. That is very important. Peace of mind is above all other personal principles that you want to make. Please keep peace of mind as your basic principle in life, and success will be so much easier, so much easier. I would like to congratulate this university, MIT-ADT, and especially the Merchant Navy Wing, the MANET, for inviting me here today and honoring me. It is absolutely my pleasure for having spoken to all of you.
Thank you very much for that very inspiring and encouraging speech. And now we would like to confer the citation of honor upon Honorable Kamal Chadda ji, and to read the citation, I would like to request Dr. Ashok Guge.
Thank you. Citation of honor, Honorable Sri Kamal Chadda ji, Managing Director of the Merex Media Group. Sir, we acknowledge your remarkable achievements as a merchant navy captain for over a long period of 25 years, and now as a media professional for 23 years, where you are the managing director of Merex Media Group, a company with global associates. Sir, throughout your illustrious career, you have made remarkable contribution as maritime engineer and entrepreneur. Your company, Merex Media, is registered with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, which is great achievement. Sir, you are an erudite person with academic degrees, including maritime business studies, post-graduation from the University of Plymouth, UK, and post-graduation in media studies. Sir, your contribution towards building a safe society is also noteworthy, which can be seen through your association as a trustee with Charm Foundation, which promotes traffic safety and driving etiquette in Mumbai. Your favorite quote by the late Abdul Kalam, former President of India, I quote, "If you want to shine like a sun, you have to burn like sun," unquote, really expresses your personality that if you wish to succeed in life, you have to strive hard for it. There is no shortcut to success, and you have really worked very hard to achieve this position, which is an inspiration to all of us at MIT Art, Design and Technology University. Respected Kamal Chaddaji, we feel confident that you will continue your mission with more zeal and earn more laurels as we take pride in honoring you with this citation of honor as Foundation Day ceremony guest of honor today, 11th August 2023, on the auspicious occasion of
Thank you very much and many congratulations, sir. And now the next category of award is Employee of the Year Award, and the award goes to Ms. Asha Thomas. Can we please have a huge round of applause? In recognition of her outstanding dedication, exceptional contribution, and commitment as a valued non-teaching staff member, her exemplary performance and remarkable achievements have significantly enriched the university community. This award is presented on the occasion of the 8th University Foundation Day in recognition of her remarkable efforts in maintaining the university's operational excellence, fostering a positive environment, and going above and beyond her duties to ensure the smooth functioning of various departments and services. We commend her exceptional service, work ethic, and remarkable contribution as one of the founding members to the success and growth of MANET since 2002. Her managerial skills with a proven track record of departmental leadership, teamwork, and interpersonal communication in the 20+ years of experience in administrative, human resource functions, and student section are quite noteworthy. And I once again request Honorable Professor Dr. Vishwanath Karad sir and all other dignitaries, the chief guest and the guest of honor, to confer the citation of honor upon Ms. Asha Thomas. Can we please have a huge round of applause? Thank you very much and many congratulations to you, madam. Now, the next category is good governance, and the award goes to Ms. Naina Godse. Can we please have Ms. Naina Godse on the stage? In recognition of her exceptional commitment to good governance, transparency, and exemplary management of financial assignments at MIT-ADT University, Ms. Naina Godse has been working with MIT since 1999, and her efforts in setting up finance and accounting processes at MIT-ADT University and dedication to upholding the principles of good governance have significantly contributed to the integrity and success of our institution. Her diligent approach to financial management has not only instilled confidence among stakeholders, but has also played a pivotal role in supporting the university's vision. This award is presented on the occasion of the 8th University Foundation Day as a token of appreciation for her tireless efforts in maintaining the highest standards of financial accountability, promoting ethical practices, and ensuring efficient resource utilization. And once again, I request all the dignitaries to confer the citation of honor, good governance upon Ms. Naina Godse. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for all the winners here. Many congratulations, madam. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to request our chief guest, Padma Shri, Honorable Dr. P.S. Goyal ji, to address the gathering on this occasion. Can we please welcome him with a huge round of applause?
Namaskar, respected Vishwanath Kararji. He is really not a professor, he's a saint. This is what I came to know last few hours. It's a pleasure to be here on this great institution. And actually, I didn't know much about it. So this is an occasion for me to learn a lot. Dr. Ashish Lele, Sri Kamal Chadda ji, and all luminaries of this institution at the dais and also in the front rows. When Sri Karun Kumar, he asked me to come here and talk. I asked him what the audience is going to be. And he said, mostly the students. So my talk mostly is today for the students. And being a university of mostly technology, I thought I'll just give you some thought about science and technology connect to society, and also perhaps some disconnect which exists in the context of India. Okay. Now, when we talk about science and technology, general understanding is that we increase our testing around the world and around us. And also is meant for changing for a better world. Someone has said long back that engineers are very special people. They create things that does not exist. But once they create, we cannot live without that. And that's a very noble statement and is reality. For example, whether you talk of a navigation, you talk of your smart mobile phone, and there are many things like that, even aircraft and things like that. So science is a great enabler in the enhancement of our life. But science and technology, we should be able to use it. And I'll bring that context later in some specific reference. We were very lucky that after the independence, we had very large thrust on science and technology right from our first Prime Minister. And the political leadership has always been very supportive. We were the unique people to create institutions like DST or CSIR or atomic energy, space, agriculture and all that. Not many countries have done that. And we continuously got support. In fact, there are a lot of doubts many times in the mind of the scientists that we are not getting proper support. But in fact, what I've seen in the last 50 years is not the political support they're lacking, is our own. In fact, someone has not performed well, is the scientists themselves and scientist leadership. So we created so many things, and we have created a lot of mission modes. We created mission mode for the science, whether it is a drinking water mission, whether it's a bamboo mission, and recently you must have heard about deep ocean mission. That is the creation of present Prime Minister Modi ji, and which is undergoing right now at about 7,500 crores. So we do see a lot of things happening, but we also see many things are not happening. And in this context, I thought I'll quote Professor Sarabhai in one speech in 1967 in the UN forum. He went ahead and telling that, as far as we are concerned, from 1967, he said we don't have a fantasy of going to Mars or interplanetary mission. But he nevertheless said that if we have to have a role in the community of nations, that we must be second to none in application of advanced technology for men and society. Now, this particular phrase has been a Bible for all of us in ISRO, that advanced technology for man and society. If you really ask any person to ISRO to speak, he will probably start with this slide first. And there is a reason that we have been very much connecting. In fact, if you look at the space technology, I deliberately did not bring this topic of space technology to you because so many visitors have come here to the institute, including the chairman ISRO. So I thought you must have seen a lot of what is happening in space. But the point is, all that was driven with societal applications. And in the 90s, and up to maybe about 10 years earlier, if you really say, we were #1 in the world in application of space technology for the cause of society. So that was the effect of his vision. So, but when we really see ISRO, it was largely a, you can say, society-driven program. And we did a good job in that. Whether you talk of launch vehicle capability, starting from very small capability of SLV-3 in 70s, to today we have PSLV, JSLV Mark III, which can lift to 4 tons, and very reliable vehicles. Our PSLV reliability is one of the best in the world. Similarly, on satellites. In terms of application, as I said, even today, we built one of the best remote sensing satellites, and we are contemporary with respect to the technology of communication satellites. And also in space sciences, we are doing as good. But is that enough? And that's the question we'll have to probably come back to later. But I'm just talking to you in general science and technology. When I go back to the 70s and 80s, there was a problem of Y2K. And lot of manpower in the 90s went to address the issue of Y2K, how to handle software-wise this changeover from the last millennium to new. And that engaged actually lakhs of engineers, and actually our software development started with that. But we didn't stop here. But that was a starting point. When you really see that particular thing, why we are strong today in software is because of Y2K problem, where we put all the people, whether it's engineering from electrical, mechanical, all they went towards Y2K. But when it comes to some of these failures or some of the not so success, one is silicon. We missed it. You know, we had the best physicists in the world in the 60s and 70s, solid-state physics particularly. And they did not get a job here because we didn't have industry. All went abroad. So our manpower trained in India was serving in US and Europe. We also failed in many respects in terms of adaptation of the silicon electronics because we failed in the basic microelectronics. So that is something which is still happening. And now only we are hearing, okay, we will have a foundry. Actually, we have been talking about foundry for the last 30 years, but it has not happened. This is something which we need to catch up. Make in India is a very good effort. We have done good work. But unless we have the capability in basic electronics production, when you really see today gadgets, you will be surprised in an automobile today. It looks like a mechanical item, but 30% of the cost almost is in electronics. And when you start further expanding it today to autonomous driven car or artificial learning or machine learning, etc., then it's much more than that. So there are certain areas, particularly in this, that we don't seem to be catch up. Another story, or sad story I would say, is that of the aeronautics. We had a start in 1944 of HAL, and they started by a professor in NISC. They were exactly matching the start of Airbus in France. And if you compare the two, up to 1960, the HAL progress and Airbus progress is identical. But after 1960, we took up a development of aircraft HF-24. That fighter aircraft was one of the best in the world. But for some reason, and I'll not get into detail, it was labeled as failure. And because of this, the complete activity on the design of the aircraft got stopped. And whatever engineers we produce in the aerospace institutions, including ISC or IIT Kanpur, etc., they all went abroad. Only later in 90s, we started this work on Tejas, which is of course a grand success. So we have gone through many of these things. Of course, now we have the 6th generation aircraft under design AMCA. The point is the capability was there, but there was somewhere something went wrong in the leadership. And again, I'm telling you, it's not really political leadership, it's a scientific leadership where we really missed that bus, but we are trying to catch up. And just give another example. The future of the aircraft, particularly the passenger aircraft, is electric. And by 2035, you will have a minimum 15 to 20% of travel by electric plane. Where are we? Some of us from the Indian National Academy of Engineering, we are trying to pursue that cause for almost last 6 years, and we are not getting success. In spite of the fact that planning, the so-called our old planning commission and new setup, Niti Aayog, PSA, everyone wants it, but it's not happening. So there are few things which really are not happening, but we need to happen. We must realize that science and technology is a great employment generation. Its contribution for the GDP is significant. Like manufacturing cars. Actually, if you really see, manufacturing car did not happen because of the V engineers. It happened because of Maruti. Because Maruti brought a culture. Maruti gave the so-called ecosystem. So what we see happening today is largely the contribution goes to Maruti. But we didn't do it ourselves. Similarly, there was a thought long back, it's changing now, that India need not get into manufacturing. Let China do that. We should be the service provider of the world. Now the question is, in this connected world, is it possible that India can be the service provider of the world alone? We can play a significant role, but can we be seen in an isolated way that India is a service provider? It won't happen. You have to get into the manufacturing in a big way. So it's very important for us to really say that we need to get into a comprehensive way of manufacturing. A large of our GDP will come from there. Now when it comes to so-called thought of Sarabhai, I said he was always trying to connect to, let's say, man and society. But then, when we talk of advanced technology, space, atomic energy, defense, they're all important. But equally more important, how do we serve the basic needs? Now, when we say the evolving society, actually, with the development, all of these are getting to problem, whether it's water, we are getting shortage because of the population, because we consume more, because of many other things. Similarly, food, energy, everywhere. So we have to have a technology in these areas. So when we look at the success and failures, we come to that, yes, in IT services we have done well. Silicon Revolution has to happen. Space, we have done a great job. But have we created the ecosystem for its commercialization? If I use the word space commerce, we are in a very insignificant way. We do satellites for our own needs, but can we play a larger role than that? So this is something is yet to happen. Similarly, nuclear power. Actually, you really see is a big story of non-successful. I'm avoiding word use failure. Our target given by Professor Bhabha was 10% in 60s. No, today we are hardly 3%. And that too, we have not had a single watt of power in last 8 years in nuclear power. So a lot has to happen in that. Have we empowered our soldier? 70% of our need is coming from abroad for our defense needs. Our imports are almost 60,000 crores per year. And that's happening not from today, for last 50 years. You see, there are gaps. We need to really worry about it. There was a lot of thrust given by Dr. Kalam and many others about the so-called rural technologies. I myself spent quite some time on that. But actually, most of our experts, efforts, whether it's a gobar gas or whether it's smokeless chula, nothing has really penetrated the villages. So we need to really worry about it. But some things happen, they happen because some innovations take place by themselves, by the villagers, by the so-called non-engineers, non-experts. And one of them is replacement of a tire, a cart wheel, wooden wheel in a bullock cart. And that happened, we don't know who did it. But it has revolutionized the transport. The pulling power of a bull has been increased by a factor of 10 or more. So some of these things happen. I am currently governing body chairman of a body called National Innovation Foundation in Ahmedabad. It's a DST lab. And when we look at it, the innovations taking place by semi-literate or literate people in this country is so huge. We have almost 4 lakh innovations in our documentation books. Out of that, 1,40,000 actually are on the website. And actually, I was just looking at the profile of the institute. We are doing so much work in innovation. But my suggestion is, and to all our faculty also, look at their website. You can look at that and actually create products. We have innovations. The innovators don't know how to reach market. We are trying to help them a lot. Ours is a very small laboratory, but even then, we have just in 1 year got 118 patents for these so-called semi-literate innovators so that they can succeed in life. But if we want to reach the society in a larger scale, we are a 140 crore people, then we need to have a large reach. We need much more value addition because all these innovations are at the TRL level of something like 3 or 4. We need to bring to the level of 7 or 8 or 9 and then connect to the industry. And that is the kind of job which many of you can do. So there are lots of things can happen. Actually, when I was a president of Indian Institute of Engineering, I put a study. What are the interventions of technology in mining in last 50 years? And our fellows, very knowledgeable fellows, gave me a report after 6 months that there is no change in technology adaptation in Indian mining in 50 years. Why? In fact, same thing you can see even with the electricity boards. We get technology from abroad, but our own development is very little. Similarly, we are dependent so much on medical instrumentation today. So there is a lot of gaps available now. We have to really put that. There is another issue. Many people will tell you that science and technology have created a lot of problems. Ozone hole, it happened. Plastic pollution, it happened. Environmental pollution because of the industry is happening. and global warming is all because of industry, because of science and technology. The statements are correct. But then, when you look at it, these are problems that have happened in last almost 30 to 40 years. Evolution of humankind is very slow, and similarly, adaptation of technology to solve these problems also will happen. And one of the examples is that ozone hole itself. The refrigerants have been adopted such that today the ozone hole is no more there. We are actually about the reach. Dr. Lele is here. He's working on these aspects of different kind of polymers, biodegradable polymers. We will have solutions. We'll have solutions for the various other problems. For example, paddy waste is a big problem of environment in Delhi. But then there are solutions available. You can convert that to a good fertilizer. Question is, do we have a scientific and political will to adopt that at a larger scale which is needed to really reduce the pollution? So there are always solutions available. Climate change is a big techno-political issue. Now, we have been addressing that in multiple ways. Primary energy, secondary energy, primary in the sense of solar and wind, nuclear. There is a lot of development taking place in the world about small modular reactors. Those things will happen in next, my guess is within 10 years. Similarly, when we are talking about secondary energy, hydrogen is going to take a place. Our role in India is not much. When I see how many people are working, we can count over in your fingers, maybe 10, 15 people. We need thousands of people working on those problems. But those problems will be solved. So science and technology gives you the confidence. Okay. Next. So there's a new concept coming, blue economy. You know that almost 30% of the population is actually along the coast. And in some places, at least in some countries, up to 70% of the food is served by the ocean. It's a big resource. It's also a big carbon sink. 97% of the world carbon dioxide is in the ocean. So with all that, ocean can play a big role. And that's how the Deep Ocean Mission has been started by very recently by the government. So ocean is going to play much more role, and a lot of technology has to be developed for that. Similarly now, digital economy. This is an area where we can be proud of. As you know, that India is the #1 in UPI payment in terms of numbers. It has brought a lot of transparency, governance, compliance, less corruption. All this is happening. So this is something which is happening. But where are we in cyber security? You know, next war, whenever happens with India, whether we are fighting with China or whether fighting with Pakistan, it's not going to be nuclear war. It's going to be cyber security war, cyber war. All our network of whether aircraft travel or even railway travel nowadays, our power grid, everything is connected with the cyber network. And if one of them is down, if your bank, tomorrow you find your account, it doesn't work, you don't know how much money, where is gone. So it's a biggest threat. We are all depending on import, software, and there are many companies making money. We are nowhere near there. Actually, we had a resolution in the parliament in 2002 that we will play a big role in cyber security. Nothing has happened in Indian country. So there's one area where we need to do a lot. Yeah, now coming to the space for national security. Okay. I'm just giving a thought that we were excelling in that space application for the man and society, but we neglected the defense, armed forces. Actually, next war after the cyber is going to be the space. have we created enough structure? We are actually nowhere. So this is one area which we have a big gap. So when we really talk of science and society in Indian context, I was trying to say there's a lot of connect. Without science and technology, we can't have a developed society. But in India, we find a lot of disconnect. Maybe because of shortage, I'll probably go a little faster, but maybe we'll discuss later in this context. So I'm just trying to say the national security when you really see. If you take the history of India for 3,000 years, we have always fought with less capability in terms of scientific instrumentation. When Britishers came, they had a gun, but we had only swords. When Babur came, we had cannon and we had only guns. So actually, even China war, you know, they had a automatic and we had 303. Pakistanis, when 1965 war, they had cyber jet and we had net. Just because our pilots were better, you could win this war, but not because of the instrumentation. So we have been lacking in terms of national security efforts. So everywhere when you see, so IT is another issue. Now, I'll just skip some of these things and just try to tell you that next goal for the country has to be that you have to play science and technology in the forefront in all aspects. And that is something which has to be a goal for each one of us. Science is a great enabler, but we also have to develop ourselves. We have to become independent. And each one of you has to play that role. Like I just said that Vishnaji has become more of a saint. Actually, we have to pursue science with the goal that it has to be a tool for national development. And that's each one of you can do. And I'll just take one more example for you, for students. That it is a myth that we should work only on grand challenges. It's a myth that every one of you should work only challenging problems like space or atomic energy. No. If we do with understanding a very small thing, a small contribution in science and technology, each one of us can make. And that should make a difference to the society. And the very important thing, I just want to last sentence, is that today is an era of innovation. Not everybody can be scientists. Science is very important. But innovation is something to make use of, cross-connecting the existing science and do new products, which are making life easy for the people. So every one of you, every one of us can be innovator. With this thought, thanking the organizers for giving me this opportunity to be here with this, for this great institutions, and wishing you all very well. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much for those words of wisdom and very motivating and informative speech, sir. We would now like to confer the citation of honor upon Dr. P.S. Goelji. I would like to request Professor Sneha Vagatkar to read the citation.
Thank you, sir. Honorable Padma Shri Dr. P.S. Goel, sir, you completed your Masters in Engineering from the prestigious Indian Institute of Science and your doctorate from Bangalore University. You have served the Indian Space Research Organization as the director, and you have previously served as the Secretary of the Department of Ocean Development, the Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India. You were awarded the Padma Shri in 2001, one of the highest civilian honors in India. You also received several awards, including the Distinguished Scientist Award of ISRO and the Lifetime Achievement Award of INAE. You currently serve as an Honorary Distinguished Professor at ISRO Headquarters, Honorary Visiting Professor at the National Institute of Advanced Studies INAE, Satish Dhawan Chair of Engineering Eminence, and Chairing Governing Body, National Innovation Foundation. Throughout your illustrious career, You have contributed immensely to the rise and progress of the nation in numerous fields of science such as defense, space technology, and earth sciences. You are indeed a role model who wishes to serve society with utmost dedication. In recognition of your exceptional contributions and unwavering commitment to the field, we present to you this citation of honor, which serves as a testament to your exceptional work and a symbol of the high esteem in which you are held by all those privileged to work with you. We take pride in conferring upon you this prestigious citation of honor as Foundation Day ceremony chief guest today on Friday, 11th August 2023.
Thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride and honor that we announce the conferment of the Lifetime Achievement Award to So it is with great pride and honor that we announce the conferment of the Lifetime Achievement Award to a true trailblazer, Professor Dhiman Panchal. To receive this honor, may I invite Professor Dhiman Panchal sir on the dais. And please join me in congratulating and honoring Professor Dhiman Panchal for his remarkable achievements for embodying the very essence of Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. And this is to recognize and honor Professor Dhiman Panchal, Chair Professor Institute of Design with the Lifetime Achievement Award at the 8th University Foundation Day for his exceptional contribution, outstanding dedication, remarkable accomplishment in the field of design and education. In recognition of his unparalleled commitment and significant impact, Professor Panchal is celebrated as a visionary leader and true inspiration. His accomplishments have not only enriched MIT Institute of Design, MIT Art, Design and Technology University, but have also left an indelible mark on the hearts and minds of other experts in society and admirers alike. His contribution to design education in general, NID, MIT-ADT, and NIFT in particular, as well as consultancy services spanning over 4 decades of services, is quite inspiring and noteworthy. He has been involved in developing design pedagogy, various design academic programs, teachings, promoting the design profession, and evolving new evaluation systems. We take pride in honoring him as a true representative of the achievers of MIT-ADT University. We hope and feel confident that with these untiring efforts, he will continue his life mission enthusiastically and earn more laurels for himself, his family, the university, and our nation, Mother India. Management extends heartfelt greetings and conveys best wishes to him on this momentous occasion. A huge round of applause to Honorable Professor Dhiman Panchal for the
University. Friends, after listening to these great men, I can only say one or two events which I had experienced in my life. But before I make a narration of the various wonderful great universities of the world, and while making a mention, Mr. Lele especially made a mention of Cambridge, Oxford, MIT, Boston, Stanford, we take the names usually, the great universities of the whole world, and we always try to compare ourselves with where we stand. In comparison with all these, one of the highly reputed universities either from Britain or America or Japan. This is being mentioned to us, and here these people who had the real experience of knowing and understanding what these universities really stand for. On this campus, I will tell you, friends, it's not an ego that I would like to make a mention. But on this campus, rest of the things they have spoken so well, I did not elaborate much on what the science stands for, what spirituality stands for. Lekin मैं, especially to the students and some of the staff, if they are not gone to the dome, you should visit that monumental creation. You must know that जिसको कोई आर्किटेक्ट नहीं, प्लानर नहीं, डिजाइनर नहीं, कैसे बना, ये भी जरा मालूमात करने की कोशिश करो. I have been just an instrumental person without much qualification in the field of architecture. I could visualize, and one of the biggest, not in size or shape, but conveying the message of world peace through the appropriate understanding of the role of science and spirituality, जिसे बोला जाता है दुनिया में अभी, मैं नहीं बोलता अभी, लेकिन दुनिया बोल रही है. It's a spiritually oriented scientific laboratory कहा जाता है. ये दुनिया बोल रही है, ध्यान में रखो, मैं नहीं. संत ज्ञानेश्वर, संत तुकाराम के नाम पे ये जो भी बना था और बना है, भारतीय संस्कृति, परंपरा और तत्वज्ञान की बात होती है. एकम सत्य, the truth is one and only one. The people call it by different names. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, another word which is most unique in the whole history of mankind. I can only tell you, friends, I would appeal to you, every one of you, just don't visit. See, observe, understand, analyze, and with a fire and passion in the belly, try to understand the whole mechanism. वो एक्सपीरियंस करने की कोशिश करो, अनुभूति लेने की कोशिश करो. ये शब्द मेरे नहीं, in the entire world or in the known human history, ये मेरे शब्द नहीं भाई. शायद in next month on 5th of September, you may have some experience where the world's great scientists and saints and the philosophers of the world are going to gather on this campus. तो मैंने जो कहा कि अनुभूति करने का प्रयास करो भाई, अंधश्रद्धा मत बोलो. भारतीय संस्कृति का एक नया रूप, जैसे हमारे गोयल साहब ने कहा, साइंस एंड सोसाइटी ऐसे लिखा था. ये डॉक्टर मशलकर के शायर शब्द है. साइंस फॉर सोसाइटी एंड नहीं. शास्त्र की बात हो, आइंस्टाइन का इक्वेशन हो इक्वल टू MC स्क्वायर जैसा, or the words of wisdom which were spoken by the great noble son of इंडिया अगेन, संत ज्ञानेश्वरा, 735 साल की बात है पुरानी। एक बार पढ़ के देखो, पढ़ के देखो, along with your engineering, whatever branch you belong to, देखो पढ़ो तो सही कि 16 साल के इस लड़के ने 745 साल के पहले क्या कहा था। तथागत गौतम बुद्धा ने 2600 ईयर्स बैक, कितना पीरियड है, 2600 साल, 2700 साल, पंचशील का एक तत्व बोला है जो दुनिया के लिए, तुम्हारे और मेरे लिए विश्व शांति का मकसद, विश्व कल्याण का मकसद ये नहीं, तुम्हारे मन को, तुम्हारी आत्मा को शांति है क्या, और व्हाट इज द नेचर ऑफ द सोल। ये निसर्ग से जुड़ा हुआ है भाई। जब निसर्ग से जुड़ना खत्म होता है तो जीवन खत्म होता है। व्हाट दिस स्पिरिट स्टैंड्स फॉर, व्हाट द सोल स्टैंड्स फॉर, इसका नेचर क्या है, ये निसर्ग के साथ जुड़ा है, ये साइंटिफिक है भाई, ये मेरा नहीं। Being an engineer from mechanical engineering and particle physics, I do realize, I do understand at the almost after 80 years life के बाद में पता नहीं, लेकिन मेरी अपील है आपको कि you should be very proud of whatever words of wisdom and which are the most scientific, logical and philosophical. Philosophy कोई खेल नहीं शब्दों का. It's not a gymnastics of the play of words. हमारे रामजी सिंह बोल के बिहार के बड़े तत्ववेत्ता है, पढ़ के तो देखो, कोई किताब है, and friends, you may believe it or not, it's a reality. It has come up in actual formulation, and the entire world today is looking to India, trying to understand what is the mechanism. हमारे गोयल साहब और हमारे छड्डा साहब ने भी कहा, ये सबसे मजे की बात ऐसी है, कोरोना आ गया, अभी अभी साल 2 साल के पहले एक्सपीरियंस किया दुनिया ने। इज इट अ मैन मेड वन और इवॉल्व वन? कैसे हुआ भाई, कहाँ से आ गया ये? व्हाट इज COVID-19? व्हाट इज द नेचर? I had the fortune of discussing this issue to the very great men of science, the men who were हूँ ऐसा समझ के I was little bit more cautious and conscious about experiencing what Britain stands for. मैं ज़्यादा नहीं बोलूँगा. I had the fortune of visiting Cambridge and Oxford, and thereafter I had the fortune of visiting Imperial College. Professor of Mechanical Engineering. I still remember it was Dr. Narlikar, J. Narlikar, who had given me a letter because I was not knowing people. So he had given me an introduction letter. Because of his words, I could get an entry into that institution. And when I went there, मैंने उनको पूछा भाई तुम्हारे इंग्लैंड की जो जनता है अभी रास्ते पे मैंने देखा, they are so shabby and all dress, or you know the behavior of the young people. I don't want to make a mention to you. So how your Britain controlled and ruled half the world? That professor said to me, Professor Karad, remember, it was not our Britishers or the youngsters who ruled the world, it was the Oxford and Cambridge which ruled the world. ये विद्यापीठ है कि जिन्होंने दुनिया पे राज किया, तो उसके लिए ये जगह है. ये university also becomes something like this, who can rule the minds and the hearts of the people of the whole world. दुनिया को रास्ता दिखाने के लिए अपना जन्म है भाई. और मैं एक बताऊंगा कि कैम्ब्रिज में जब गया, स्टीफन हॉकिंस द ब्रीफ हिस्ट्री ऑफ टाइम फ्रॉम बिग बैंग टू ब्लैक होल किताब जिसने लिखा, आप पढ़ो जरा, देखो एक बार. व्हेन आई वेंट देयर, मैंने देखा वहाँ कि 300 years the timetable of mathematics department has not been changed. उसमें बदलाव नहीं, वही डेट, वही दिन, वही टाइम. और मैं भारत आया, you know, in the month of March we have the 12th standard या 10th standard की एग्ज़ाम होती है अपनी मार्च में. मार्च, अप्रैल, मई, जून, जुलाई एंड अगस्त, शायद एंड ऑफ जुलाई, 5 महीने तक नो एंट्री फॉर एनी कॉलेज. 5 महीने बच्चे कहाँ पे होते हैं? तुम्हारे पिताजी और आप लोग पैसे लेके, इतनी बड़ी फी, कैपिटेशन डोनेशन नहीं होता, क्या दिशा है? And then I still remember it was in the year 1992 and 91 when I had the fortune of organizing a very unique conference in Pune, Bombay, Calcutta, Delhi and Bangalore. Madly. The question was whether Indian education system, whether we need to have a change or not to have a change, and then if yes, why, if no, why, what for? बड़ी लंबी कहानी है, अपनी दशा तो देखो. So this university itself has to follow the tremendous sense of discipline and the time management. महाराजा कोई मिनिस्टर आता है तो 10-5 लोग आगे पीछे दौड़ते हैं, टाइम पे कभी भी नहीं आना, उसे इंडियन टाइम कहा जाता है. ये बदनामी है भाई. इंडियन टाइम ये गाली है दुनिया में, तो ये नहीं होना चाहिए. इस संस्था का प्रयास यही है कि वी विल फॉलो द ट्रेमेंडस सेंस ऑफ डिसिप्लिन, कैरेक्टर, डिवोशन, डेडिकेशन फॉर द कॉज and build up this Mother India to the level the highest, to give so guidelines. सुख, समाधान और शांति का मार्ग दिखाने के लिए अपना दायित्व है. इतना कहकर ये सारे मेहमानों का आभार, धन्यवाद.
Thank you very much for blessing the audience on this occasion, sir. Thank you very much. I now take this opportunity to request Professor Dr. Sudarshan Sanar, the convener of this program, Dean Faculty of Engineering and Sciences, to propose the vote of thanks.
Namaskar. Respected dais, the head of our Myers MIT family and our source of inspiration, visionary educationist of India, Vishwadharmi, Honorable Professor Karad sir, Chief guest of today's event, Padma Shri Dr. P.S. Goyal sir. Guest of honor, Honorable Dr. Ashish Lele sir, Sri Kamal Chadda sir, and all the respected dais. Students, it's a request, please sit down, last 5 minutes only. Wish you all a very pleasant afternoon with my heartiest greetings. I, Dr. Sudarshan Sana, proudly stand on the august dais to congratulate you with all my gratitude for being the part of this wonderful event of this New Age University for Research, Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Professor Dr. Vishwanath Karat sir has aligned MIT group of institutions with the focus of value-based education with peace and welfare for the mankind. Very short process of Pasaidan of Sant Jnaneshwara, Duritanche Timiri Jao, Vishwa Swadharme Surya Paho. Amritanubhav of Abhanga of Sant Tukaram, fundamental concept of quantum physics of Albert Einstein, philosophy of Swami Vivekananda. These are the mantras through which the academic culture of MIT group of reflects. Today, each one of us bow down with the utmost reverence and respect to this great educationist. Thank you so much, sir. I would urge you all, please join me in expressing my heartfelt gratitude to the chief guest of today's function, Padma Shri Dr. P.S. Goyal sir, for gracing this occasion. I would also like to thank Dr. Ashish Lele sir. Thank you so much, sir, for sparing your valuable time and extending your gracious presence and sharing your thought and experience to make this event a memorable event. I want to extend my generous thanks to Honorable Sri Kamal Chadda sir. Sir, your remarkable journey through which you shared with experience, through your speech, they have motivated our students and the faculty members also. Our beloved Executive President and Vice Chancellor is the first student of this first batch of MIT. Because of some emergency, he is not available today in this particular event. But as you all know that, Honorable Professor Mangesh T. Karat sir has pioneered the vision of modern education, and in short space of time, he established impressive milestones and benchmarks for achievements which has brought laurel of global repute to this university. So thank you very much for always being there for support, guidance, and motivation this vibrant and passionate team of MIT-ADT University. Let me thank Honorable Dr. Anant Chakradev sir, who is the Pro Vice Chancellor of this particular university, for his dedication with commitment towards this temple of knowledge and always motivating us. Let me thank Honorable Sharat Chandra Darade sir, Mohit Dubey sir, and all the Dean Directors, HOI, HODs, and all my dear faculty members who are the part of this great journey of transforming this institute. A special thank to all the organizing team members and all support staff who work diligently behind the scene to ensure the smooth execution of this induction program, foundation program. Your hard work and dedication have made this event truly a memorable event. And last, let me congratulate and thank all the awardees over here. Thank you so much, sir, and thank you so much, Dr. S.N. Patan, sir, and all the dignitaries present over here. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Now we will end this program with Pasaidan. I would like to request everyone to rise in their seats in the honor of Pasaidan.